soon my hair is going to fall out. It's completely ruined. We're going to, I'm bloated, first of all. All that red meat I've been eating, all those protein, healthy fats, they'll bloat you out. But it's okay. When you go on lean, it'll flatten back out. It's okay. It's internal. It's not external. It'll be fine. Sorry, I had to leave for a minute, go have a freaking mental meltdown, and then come back. If I'm being 100. And I got a funny story to tell y'all that just happened at the gas station. Some guy asked me for money. Is it the watch? I bought this thing 5 years ago. And actually it was 3 years ago. Is it the watch that people think I got money? Or is it these blue eyes? They think I got a daddy that takes care of me. Nope. Never happened. Never will. Ooh, they got a Duck Donuts here, y'all. You can get a donut for like $1.50 in there. Love that place. Support businesses that support the community. You know what I mean? I'm going to Wi-Fi. Oh, wow. Fun fact, van lifers, people that need Wi-Fi, I would not recommend going to Starbucks unless you're going to spend money there. They do not like people there. I mean, obviously, they're a leftist-ran communist company, so makes perfect sense. Just come up. Just come on in, girl. Just come on in. So I said to myself, you have not had any caffeine today. Not really. Hello, hello. Oops. Wrong button. Oopsie. There we go. I need my computer. Lord have mercy. So I went and got me a coffee. I have to. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Maybe it'll make me come back to life. I don't know. So I'm coming out of the gas station. And this guy's asking me for money. He was on a bike. And I'm like, sir, you were talking to the Hot Mess Express struggle bus train conductor, okay? I mean, at this point, you're doing better than I am because you have a bicycle and you don't need money, but I have a car and I can't afford gas. You know what I mean? You're doing better than me, sir. You're doing better than me. Like, no, all jokes aside, I said, I don't have any cash because that's the truth. And I said, I'm sorry, I got a card, but I'm broke. He said, oh, I said, I turned around and I said, I had my coffee in there. I said, but maybe Trump's gonna fix that. He said, yeah. Okay, I'm starting to come back to life. Maybe that's why I got a head, because y'all know I cut the Excedrin out, right? I told you that like 2 days ago that I was weaning myself off of Excedrin. I've been on Excedrin since I was probably 18. They're pills. They're migraine relief pills. My makeup looks so good in person. I don't know why it looks so bad on camera. And I didn't put on mascara when I went to the beach because I didn't want to cry it down my face. Where is it? Hey, I found it. I'm so bloated from all the red beef. Oh. If I don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you're not making sense, I just block people. Because I'm real. God, my chest is already looking to fine with one workout. That is crazy. I told you I'm freaking sore, man. My whole everything. Still, I went to the beach and I had to stretch for 22 minutes. I stretched. I had to roll the windows down because it's already getting hot. Yeah, I mean, it's 83 degrees, Brooke. What do you expect? I'm probably not going to start talk at 2 till 2, but if y'all want to catch up, we can. I got to get this set up. I hate spending $3 on a damn coffee, but it's the only one that had enough caffeine that would even remotely attempt to knock out this migraine. This is what it's from. I'm going to know immediately. Like, I'll feel better immediately if a caffeine headache. We'll see. When I was walking down the beach, I almost tripped and fell on my face because wood started moving because I don't know if blood pressure is high from all the steak. I don't know if I've got too much thymothine in me or something. I don't know. That's a possibility. Also, protein poisoning is the thing now. Listen, I'm your guinea pig, okay? I'm your guinea pig. So take what I say with a grain of salt until we guinea pig it out and for sure if it worked or not. I'm going to be your guinea pig. I've been for the past 2 weeks. You just don't know it. I think they assumed too much red beef too quickly. So I thought that my kidneys was hurting from the NyQuil. There's a good chance my kidneys are hurting from that I've been consuming. This morning when we made that steak and I ate it, I immediately got a migraine. Like right after I got off the phone with you guys, when that food like 45 minutes later, after it kind of started to digest, my head started pounding. And it hurt until I made myself lunch with avocado, shallots, and tomato guacamole. That is supposed to be really good to clear out. Let me tell you what it's called. Y'all know that I barely speak English, right? So if you're coming here for perfect, if you haven't noticed by now, I am nowhere near it. Tryane? No, that is not it, Brooke. No. It is Tyar. It's in steak. What amino in steak causes migraines? Migraines. See, we're living and learning. I wish somebody would have told me the other day that this could happen, but it's called tyramine. And I'm doing okay. I'm just super freaking stressed. I'm trying to drink this to get rid of a migraine. And it is a product of the amino acid triazine. And it's a natural compound found in many foods and drinks that can trigger migraines in people. And actually, eating too much red beef at once, like I've been doing, like every meal I've been having beef, that's what the migraine came from. If I would have followed the directions and ate 2 to 3 ounces, maybe once to every other day, I probably wouldn't have a migraine. No, I don't know that it came from that. It could be protein. You can absolutely overdose on protein. Who knew this? Nobody ever told me this. Why is my... Yeah, I wasn't at that too. I was like, have I had too much protein too quickly? I have these tabs open from last night. Who's winning the election? Is Kamala Harris really leading? Oh, my computer not working. Tell me why I'm thinking about taking out a $10,000 business loan. I'm so sick of this shit. I need things. If I had things, my life would be easier. If I had Starlink, I wouldn't have these fucking problems. I could probably save myself probably $500 a month in gas because I have to go find Wi-Fi and that's expensive as hell. And then you get somewhere like this and it works for 2 minutes and then it stops working. What if I was in the middle of a Zoom call right now? What if I was doing a job interview? That would be ruined. It looks like I don't even have my shit together. I mean, because obviously I don't, but even if it was a $5,000 business loan, no. Yeah, they cut the Wi-Fi off on me. Let's see. Let me just not. You know, y'all don't understand how petty and childish people are. People see my vehicle, know exactly who I am, and they cut the router off all the time. And it's usually the same suspects. The usual. Yep, it's gone. It just disappeared. That that BOS is not it. It's McDonald's Wi-Fi. I don't even know why it's clicking on that. Greetings to Holland. Hey, Frankie. Hope you're doing well, George. This is ridiculous. So it looks like Walmart might have Wi-Fi, and it looks like also the Starbucks might. I'm wondering how petty I want to be right now. I want to go rolling through with Tupac blaring. Every other city I go, every other video. No matter where I go, I meet the same hoes. No truer words was ever spoken, were they? Put the router off. It hasn't even popped back up. Look. Let's see if we can sign into the Walmart one. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Let me put my damn blood type and social security number in here for everybody to know. Like, seriously. I mean, in what world? Do y'all think that this is a free world? This ain't no free world to me, honey. Well, I'd need Wi-Fi to get into my email. It says that I have an account with Wi-Fi, with Walmart's Wi-Fi, and it says that I need a password, and it's got to send a code to my email for me to even figure out, like, what? Let's ride to this Starbucks right here to the left of me since my computer's not reaching. Yeah, they definitely cut the router off on me. You know what I will do? Y'all, I'm petty. I can't help it. How dare you? Because you don't like your sale. I wonder what the manager looks like. You want to go see? This is why I went to jail. But am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm being discriminated against because, well, God knows why. It could be because I'm a Trump supporter. Who knows? It could be because I don't want children to be mutilated. It could be, you know, whatever. Who knows? It's probably because I'm... Oh, there it goes. I wasn't even on it but 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's y'all's time limit? Let me check my email real quick before I lose this again. What is going on with YouTube lately, you guys? All of my shorts have been getting deleted. They said that one of my videos was a quote for video. You got bitches out here with double mastectomy scars and boxers parading around, sick as hell in the head, but that's okay. Little girls twerking on YouTube. But, quote, when you're from the South and you've never taken shit off of anybody. But you take that off when I'm talking about being from the South, my roots, my Southern pride. Oh, wow. Planet Fitness is emailing me asking me to open an account with them after they terminated my account a month ago and had me in prison for crimes that their manager actually did to me. You can't make this shit up. 36 minutes ago. Are you kidding me? Y'all are smoking crack. You have to be. They have to be on drugs. Once again, they're like Walmart. I mean, the what? I don't care if you were giving me a membership. I would go weeks, months, years of the rest of my life without washing my ass before I ever step back in a Planet Fitness. Your manager attacks me, assaults me, communicates threats to me, has me incarcerated for crimes I did not commit, and then you terminate my gym membership, and then 4 weeks later, you send me a rest and recovery routine to reapply with Planet Fitness. Y'all are smoking crack. Just about lifting weights and high energy cardio, blah, 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 workout now. It's literally a link to sign back up with Planet Fitness. Oh, if I'm such a bad member, why are you writing me back? I'm going to forward this to the attorney. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The audacity of these sons of bitches. So, my money just ain't good enough in Eden, North Carolina. Is that what it is? Makes me sick. I don't know who runs that company, but he ought to be in jail. And tell me how I know it's a he. Tell me how. I'll tell you how. Because men are allowed in the women's rooms. That's how I know that a man runs it. Like, it's just sickening to be treated like I was treated. And then, oh, God, the audacity. We're going to talk Trump news in a minute. So Planet Fitness is owned by a number of franchises equity firms. Flynn Restaurant Group, National Fitness Partners, Basin Fitness. Their company headquarters is in New Hampshire. And it says more than 90% of Planet Fitness stores are owned and operated by independent business owners. So it's just Eden, North Carolina location. Michael and Mark Grogendale. Are they gay men? Because it sounds like it. It's the same last name, two different men. This explains a lot. Mark and Michael Gronendale. Grodelepf. Oh. So it says in 1992, Planet Fitness founders Mike and Mark Grogendale acquired a struggling Gold's Gym franchise in New Hampshire. They eventually closed that original location and opened a gym called Coastal Fitness and brought on a third partner, former CEO Chris Radu. Hold on, I want to know. Are they married? No. I guess you missed that, right? I can't figure out if these guys are married or what their story is. Hold on. I'm going to go to Quora. They're brothers. They're brothers. But we all know anyone that is in support of men and women's spaces is not right in the head. So, you know, anyone that supports something like that is, in my opinion, not are they in support of it, but they're in active desire for it. You know, if you don't want to be called a sex offender, then don't exhibit sex offender behavior. So anybody can buy a Planet Fitness. So it's just like Crunch. I don't know if I like that, y'all. I mean, it's like a franchise. You can buy into it. And it says, right, one of their business strategies was actually Planet Fitness targeted the over 40 demographic. It says these brothers, they mock the bodybuilding gym cult. No, you're trying to make money off of people that don't know any better. Like, I don't know, you guys. I think that that place is trash. Trash. It's just funny that I was such a bad member that they're sending me gym invites to Planet. It's like, after they did what they did to me. And once again, I've said several times that I didn't handle the situation the best way. But if you would have saw when I stabbed those two girls in, 2000, it was a whole lot better than handled that. So I want to talk about what Trump wants to do because I'm so excited. So first of all, there is rumors that parts of Project 2025 are going to be put into action. I think that is the best plan of action to get in there, clean out the swamp, reform Department of Treasury, Department of Education, Department of Homeland Security, our border. He is talking about potentially sending troops to the border. It should have already been done. We've had caravans. Yeah, I know I haven't told y'all, but there's been caravan after caravan of people coming from the southern border. They started, I want to say 2 months ago, they started the long trek, and we're talking about thousands of miles. These people, hundreds, if not thousands of miles, these people have been walking for weeks, months. Thousands of them headed towards our southern border. And let's see what I can... I'm sorry, I forgot to tell y'all about that. I've been kind of dying. Dying from stress. Caravans. Now, I don't remember the cities. There was like 6 different caravans from southeastern Mexico. I see here 3,000. Thousands of migrants from dozens of countries are walking. Oh, wow, this is... And I told you guys that this was going to happen. If you remember, and you've been following the beginning, my beginning prediction back in 2023 when I started this channel was that we were going to see numbers like we've never seen before because they know that he's in office. They knew that he could potentially get in office. And I said, they're going to run that border. Well, it just so happens that that's what they're doing. And they have been doing it for months. And we're talking about thousands upon thousands. This is not a few hundred people. These are whole cities of people. Look at all those people in the streets headed this way. So it has been different parts of Mexico. And let's see if I can figure out. And that was posted last night. So the picture that I just showed you, that was 21 hours ago. Migrant caravan of 3,000 heads north to Mexico as U.S. votes are being counted. This was posted last night. It says a caravan of approximately 3,000 migrants set off on Tuesday from southern Mexico headed towards the United States, a day when the U.S. My Wi-Fi's not working. Elon, help me. I might seriously go see if I can get a business loan or something, because I've got so much. I've got to hire an attorney. That's $1,000. I need Starlink. I need a gym membership somewhere where I feel comfortable. Or at the very least a portable shower so that I can go out to the state parks and just do it or something. I've got to come up with a shower plan. Look at this. Look at those people walking here. Look at that. That's the caravans of people heading to the United States. And I told you guys that this was going to happen. I said, you know, they know that that border is going to be shut down. I actually predicted that we would see the highest numbers in 2024 of border crossings. Now, the Biden administration is saying that those numbers have lowered. How many of y'all actually believe that? Given the circumstances of everything they've lied about, how many of y'all actually believe that our border numbers have went down this past year? Because I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. I don't care what the Biden administration has said, the Department of Homeland Security, I don't care. There is no way on God's green earth that this happens overnight. This has been going on for months. So let's talk about this one, because this was posted 23 hours ago. And it says that migrants were walking in caravans in an attempt to reach Mexico's northern border in Tapachula, Mexico. Did I do that right? And, you know, this is how the media lies. So this says, quote, most migrant caravans have dispersed in recent years. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. So that says that this 3,000 people set off on Tuesday. Y'all, I feel bad for people. I really do. Apparently they were carrying flags that they had written on, and it said no more migrant blood. I feel for these people. I really do. But we have people on our own soil, hello, that are struggling right now, you know? And we are at max capacity. This is why we're having a housing crisis. This is why the rent is going up. This is why groceries and inflation is going up. If we do not get back down to a normal baseline economically, this country, there's only so much that he can do. If we keep taking migrants, it's going to continue to trickle down until everybody's broken poor and there's no help for any of us. Now, go back to what his plans are. He has said that he's going to start the largest deportation process in this nation's history. I do believe him. However, I do believe that there's a lot of yellow tape that he's not going to be able to go through. I do believe that there's going to be a lot of these people grandfathered in. I do believe that a lot of these people will be allowed to stay. I don't know how much I actually believe that they're going to deport everybody. Now, should they? I think that it is case by case. I think that it's case by case. There are some people that came here with children. That is a different story, in my opinion. Now, when we are talking about people who have come here and committed crimes, absolutely, they do not deserve to be here. They've already proven that they do not respect this country. They do not respect our laws. They do not respect themselves and the American citizens. They should not be allowed to stay if they have a prior criminal history in any other country. Now, when we're talking about families, mothers, and actual children, y'all know that I support mothers and children, and so that is a case-by-case thing where I do believe that some children and mothers should be allowed to stay in America, especially if they've already been here for 4 or 5 or 3 or 2 or 1 year, and they've already got roots here, and they've already got homes and jobs, and they're being productive members of society. Their children are thriving in school. Absolutely. I think it's a case-by-case thing. If they are from Venezuela and part of a dam and part of the TDA, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They should have been allowed here to start with. So it's a case-by-case thing. I don't know. I was listening to Vivek speak this morning, and that has been one of the things that he has stood on, is that we need to start the deportation process. And just last night, he was still screaming it from the top building. So it seems like that they might actually do this deportation thing. I've heard everybody from J.D. Vance to Tulsi to Vivek to, and I want to be clear, something that I found out this morning, when it comes to 2025, they are planning to implement some of those policies that were written in the Mandate for Leadership handbook, which is a 900-page document. It's written every year, and there's 140 of Trump's administration that is actually over the Project 2025. So the people that are actually looking to implement Project 2025 have worked for Trump exclusively, okay, his last presidency and now, and it's 140 different people that worked with his administration. So I think that if anything good comes out of Project 2025, it should be that both parties sit down and rationalize what their plans are, what would make America better, and maybe, I think both sides should have one of these. I think the policy, the Mandate for Leadership handbook is an amazing thing to have. We can learn a lot from just brainstorming ideas to help this country. I don't understand why the left doesn't have one, but once again, it was started by the Heritage Foundation, which is a Republican-led group, okay? So I just think that all in all, it is innovative and productive, at the very least, to sit down with people from each side and brainstorm what we should do. And that is why I like Project 2025. It's not the policies that necessarily that they're going to implement. It's just the fact that they actually took their time to create something that could benefit the American people. And I don't understand why the left doesn't do it as well. Maybe if we get together, come up with a plan, things will get better, But the people that are in control of this proposed plan all are old Trump administration people. So I think that that's phenomenal. My head is starting to feel better. I might have to go get another one of these. I stopped taking the Excedrin, and now I'm suffering from huge migraines. But I was kind of worried about that. But also, if I keep taking Excedrin, my kidney and liver are going to fail. So, do I want to have migraines or do I want to have kidneys and livers? I mean, they can take one and... Hold on. Y'all, I can't remember how many livers and kidneys we have. We have to have one of those, and you can live with that. We're going to learn something new today. How many kidneys do I have? I thought I had... Yes, we're born with 2 kidneys. You can live with only one. They're bean shaped, about right here, in between the bottom of your rib cage, and they're more towards the back. They're used to filter your blood and waste, so toxins. Regulating fluid balance. Ain't those the ones you can live without, though? Or is it your liver? Your liver. Thank you. Thank you. God. I knew you could live without one of them, honey. You can live without your appendix and your gallbladder, too, I do believe. So, anyway, back to Trump. Sorry. ADHD. Gotta love it. Let's see. So, something that I heard him say this morning is that he wants to fire the head of the Treasury Department. They're talking about that she's corrupt. Now, I don't know. I can't remember her name, so let's... Head of the Department of Treasury. And here's the thing. I don't even know who she is, but I know what this country looks like. She ought to be fired. Janet Yellen, Secretary of Treasury. That's not who it was, though. Hold on one second. I gotta look in my notes. I'm so sorry. Something that I was reading, a quote that he said during his speech when he found out that he won. Trump said, quote, "I will be fighting for you and your future and your children's future," end quote. And I genuinely believe that this man did not want this fight, but I'm so happy that he won it, because after him getting shot, there was a switch in him, a humbleness that was added to him. It was almost like, see, that he recognized this was not games anymore, that this was severe. And when he did his walkthrough at the GOP DNC, no, yep, the GO, y'all know what I mean. The day after he was shot at, he did his walkthrough, and you could just see something different in him. I wholeheartedly believe that God protected him. And I guess it is Jeanette Yellen. I thought that was a... Why they want to fire her, though? Hold on one second. Why? I mean, obviously the whole country's burning, Brooke. I know, but I won't speak. Want to fire her. Federal workforce. So I've already had the manager come out here twice. I'm just walking around my car. Like, I'm sitting here with the windows down, loud as fuck. You can't hear me? I mean, you think I'm over here doing crystal meth or something? Like, chill out. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? People just... If I had $1 for every day that somebody was in my business, I'd probably make about $100 a day. Seriously. $1 person. I can't even go sit at a stoplight without somebody pulling up, being all up in my car. My internet's not working again, man. This is some bullshit. Y'all want to go to Starbucks? It ain't gonna work over there. They're making the Starbucks to where you can't access the Wi-Fi unless you walk inside. It doesn't reach the parking lot. Here it goes. Here it goes. It's getting ridiculous out here. If I can get a business loan, then I can get Link and go ahead and just pay for a year up front so that I don't have to worry about it. That's not working. I can't figure out why he wants to fire her, so let's just find out dirt on her. Yellen. Okay, so it is a woman. Her name is Jeanette Yellen. She looks like she's got 1 foot in the grave. 1 foot fresh into retirement. She looks evil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She doesn't look like grandma. That's all I'm saying. She's too skinny. 78 years age, born in 1946. So she was appointed to the role on January 6th of 2021 under the Biden administration. She's an economist. You know what I mean. Bad grandma. Very bad grandma. I love that movie. Great movie. If you've never seen that, you got to see that. But eat a gummy if you're of age. And you shouldn't even be here if you're underage. Let's see what she's messed up. Does anybody know what she's messed up? Inflation. They're blaming her all over the internet for inflation. Oh, here she was wrong back in 2022 for what? Treasury Secretary Jeanette Yellen says she was wrong about the risk of inflation. June 1st of 2022. I wonder how much money she made that year. Listen to this. This is from June 5th of 22. Treasury Secretary Jeanette Yellen said that she was wrong a year ago when she said that she anticipated inflation would be a, quote, small risk, quote, manageable, quote, not a problem. Oh, so this is the bitch that got us into all of this. Okay. Okay. This is crazy. To be able to go back and look at an old article from 2.5 years ago and, quote, in an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer on Tuesday, she admitted that she had misjudged the threat of inflation. You think, Jeanette? You think? Miss, I'm going to get you to get the hell on somewhere. How about that? So she's the reason that prices remain high, adding that the war in Ukraine is to blame for increasing oil and gas prices. Oil and gas is no, Susan. You are. You're to blame. Well, she's one of the many reasons. One of the many reasons. So it says, now this was written 2 years ago. As NPR reported, Powell and inflation has been, quote, more present than he first expected. So all our top economic, I can't say it, economist, they said that inflation wasn't going to be a problem back in 2022, even though inflation was already a problem then. And they were all wrong. The most recent Commerce Department data showed that consumer prices were up 6.3% in April compared to a year previous. The Fed had begun raising interest rates aggressively in an effort to bring prices under control. It's just crazy. Okay, now I see why he said in his acceptance speech that this bitch was gone. That was the first thing Trump said. I'm firing that hoe. I see why. Janet Yellen, in my opinion, her age should have never been in there anyways. We need to stop having people who didn't grow up in this time have control over our money. This woman has worked her whole life. Let me see how much she's worth. You think for a moment she struggles financially? If you do, you are sorely mistaken. Why do we have people that don't struggle with us in positions to protect us and help us? In my opinion, you have to go through the struggle to understand the struggle. And people like this, they have never been through the struggle. Oh my God. She earned $7 million just giving speeches. Hold on. This is from Forbes. Hold on. My computer's being slow. You know who I want is Department of... Yeah, Treasury. I don't know. Who's somebody who's actually been through it and got their money back? Somebody that struggled financially and then got their money back. I don't know. Everybody I know is a celebrity or in recovery. We need somebody like a mix between like Jelly Bro, Cat Williams, and an economic. Like somebody that actually went to school for, So, we need people that's actually struggled before, okay? Oh, God, this woman looks evil, y'all. What in the happy feet is going on here? Drain the swamp for real. She's the swamp leader. One of them. The former Fed chair earned more than $7 million given speeches to big banks and other businesses, becoming the Department of Treasury secretary. As I said, this woman has never had to struggle. She doesn't understand. And I have no doubt that she's been lining her pockets with money, honey. Dirty money. Blood money. In my opinion. Before I get sued. I'm going to read some of this because it's interesting. It no longer takes hundreds of millions to be one of the wealthiest people in the president's cabinet. Just ask Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who is worth an estimated $20 million, a sum that would have qualified as merely well off on Trump's team, but looks downright rich among whatever. Listen, honey, that's completely different. You can't compare someone like this to Trump. When she made all of her money giving speeches to big banks and corporations. Started giving speeches in corporate America. Who thinks that that's a great idea? Our government to teach banks how to rob us. How to profit off of us. I'm sorry. I don't like that. I don't know how business works, but it just sounds sketchy to me. That's all I'm saying. She headed to Yale for her doctorate, studying under left-wing economics James Tobin, who had served on the Council of Economic Advisors in the Kennedy administration. Another thing, speaking of Kennedy, for those that don't know, I like RFK. I think that's his damn name, JFK. Look, oh my God, y'all, what is wrong with me? We ain't quitting caffeine again. I'm feeling better after 300 milligrams, and I might have to go get another one. That's how much This is why we quit one thing at a time. It ain't even been a month I came off Suboxone. So I was trying to come off caffeine too, and I've had a migraine since I got off the phone with you guys this morning. I thought that I'd been poisoned from beef and protein. And it's just that I haven't had any Excedrin. I do. It's a mess right now. Don't judge it. I mean, it's kind of like a clean mess. You know, it's an organized hot mess. Let's see. Here goes my computer again. Y'all, I might just not be close enough to the building. I park far away so that I don't disturb the peace, so that I don't, you know, I ain't too loud and up in everybody's dang face. Because I know I'm loud. I ain't damn rolling the windows up and cutting the air on. I don't have the money to keep running gas. I go through probably $20 to $50 a day, depending on the area and what I have to do. And $20 is only if I get into a state park and I can kind of chill in that general area most of the day. There goes the damn Wi-Fi again. I just want to scream. I'm scared to leave and go over there to that Starbucks because 90% of the time you can't even access their Wi-Fi unless you go inside. More. You used to be able to. Not anymore. A lot of these businesses don't want you to be able to access their Wi-Fi from the driveway because they don't want van lifers posting up and working. And here's the thing. Do y'all know how hard it is when I'm trying to do job interviews and stuff like this happens? I've been on Zoom calls before and the call just dropped. And then I go to try to get back on the Wi-Fi and it's impossible. And then I'll have to like ride somewhere else to find Wi-Fi and then call them back or send them an email stating, hey, sorry, it must be my service. Like, it's embarrassing. It looks like you don't have your shit together. And I don't, but I'm trying. Like, I wouldn't get up every day at damn, I got up this morning at 5 a.m., 5:18 actually, and immediately went to go find Wi-Fi. You know, it's just as easy as the general public would believe. It would be impossible if you didn't have a home. Like, if you didn't have a car and a home, it would be impossible to find work. Absolutely. I went 2 days, month before last, no vehicle, and all I could do was just try to feed myself. That's all you do when you're carless and homeless. Your daily tasks include feeding yourself. That's all that you have the stamina to do when you're walking everywhere. There's times that I'll type out replies to job things. I'll get email responses back. I'll type out a whole email in response to a job opportunity, and then it just disappear because the Wi-Fi kicks me off. You know how infuriating it is to type out a few thousand words and it just disappear? Can y'all believe it's this hot in the middle of darn November? The beginning, but still. There we go. I guess it kicks you off every like 15 minutes or something. Like, that's so stupid. Well, welcome to the world of regulation. They gotta regulate everything. I'm finding articles from last year. Apparently, this woman, Jeanette Yellen, who was the Department of Treasury Secretary, apparently she made a huge mistake last year in October. Let's see if it'll come up. There was an opportunity to do some banking differently for the United States, and she chose not to do it, and it messed up something. I don't know. Nothing is free. You can't even breathe for free anymore. They damn... Whew, I'm getting there. Thank you. I'm working on it coast to coast. I wish I had energy today. I don't. Oh, thanks, Kenneth. Just trying to stay positive. Things could always be worse. Somerset, Kentucky. I've always wanted to visit Kentucky. I feel like that's the type of place that van lifers should go. Kentucky, Alabama, Nevada, Oregon, Arizona. You know, I feel like there's a lot more of a van lifer community out in more rural areas like that. Let's see. This is out of Business Insider. It finally came up. Or did it? So it says, quote, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, made the worst mistake in the U.S. Treasury's history. So it says the Treasury chief should have issued more long-term government debt at lower interest rates. I don't know what just happened, y'all. Like, it's just, everything is just, it has a mind of its damn own, I reckon. So it says Janet Yellen made the worst mistake in Treasury history when she failed to lock in cheap debt. Noted that many American households and businesses managed to lock in lower rates. When was this? October of 23. So she was appointed secretary in January of 2021 and should have issued more long-dated government bonds before the Federal Reserve began high interest rates early last year. So it says, when rates were practically zero, every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Mary in the United States refinanced their mortgages. Unfortunately, we had one entity that did not. That was the U.S. Treasury. Janet Yellen, I guess, because politically whatever, was issuing 2 years at 15 basis points when she could have issued 10 years at 70 basis points or 30 years at 180 basis points. I don't know what that means. This is why I have a channel. We're going to learn what's a basis point. Sorry, if you know, then drop it in the comments because I don't know. I thought that's done like by like a... Thought that was done. Oh, look. I was right. I was right. They cut the internet off. McDonald's free Huawei. No internet. Janet. Thank you, Colonel Panic. Y'all know I make up my... Well, my aunt's name is Jeanette, and it's spelled the same way. So, that's why I said, you know, sorry. Thank you. Janet. 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 Look. It was just cut off 3 minutes ago, so how many people think that that's normal? All right. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go use the bathroom, and I just want to see. I just want to see. I'm sick of this shit. Let's go in here and piss. Piss in the floor, piss in the floor. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I should, though. No, I'm joking. It's definitely an internal thing. Now, I've been places where it kicks you off every 20 minutes to an hour type of thing. But I literally just jumped back on it, so... You know, I'm at a point in my life where
I feel like embarrassment of others is the only way to get change. Pissing the floor. I couldn't do that. I wish that I was petty like that, but I'm not. I mean, imagine me trying to sit out there and work and learn, develop my mind, hone in on what's going on Earth, and employees cut the Wi-Fi off, you know? Could you, I mean, and then people wonder why I'm a bitch. What did I do to you? Nothing. Never have and never would. But I just want to be clear when I'm going, and tomorrow I'll definitely post this place and let everybody know, you know. I usually do. Oh, she wanted to say, have a good one. When I came out of the bathroom, there was 4 employees standing there looking at me. They know exactly who I am. Ugh. There was a black guy that came out here earlier, walked around my car twice, went back inside, and then, excuse me, and then when I walk in there, there's a white manager, a Hispanic guy, another white guy, and that black manager standing there looking at me when I came out in the bathroom. I mean, just imagine you're living your life and people trying to mess with you because they don't understand you or they think that you're, I don't give a fuck why, honestly. The harassment and the bullying that I face every day is crazy from grown adults. Like, you would think somebody that works at McDonald's would understand me. Bitch, I am the struggle. And you struggling too. You know what I mean? You don't make shit working at McDonald's. You would think, but what I am saying is there's a reason they're working at McDonald's. So you have to keep that in mind. And that's what I'm learning to do. You know, people call you all these horrible names and not realize that you're actually out fighting for them. That's how dumb they are, you know, and you just have to leave people like that, you know. We're going to go to the Starbucks and hope that they have a little more class and couth than the people at McDonald's. But sometimes that goes the opposite way, if I'm being honest. They think they're better than everybody. Bitch, it's a Starbucks. Y'all make coffee. Coffee. It's not a high-skilled job, okay? It's actually probably one of the easiest jobs in the fucking world. As long as you have a steady hand. What's crazy is that you don't see any homeless people around this area. I haven't seen one homeless person since I got here. That's not really a good thing. That's why I go to the bad side of town, so to speak. That's why I go over there. Come to the white side of town, it causes a lot of problems a lot. These people, they're God's gift to earth, and that if you live out of your car, then you have to be doing drugs or alcohol or something nefarious. You know, they don't have a general concept what it means to be a van lifer and or homeless or even struggle. I'm not being funny. I'm being legit. Like, let's see if this works. Starbucks. Right front parking. There's McDonald's over there. So we got 2 different businesses. I'm sorry, 3. There's a Walmart we're going to try next because I don't think this is going to work. So when I do my... So how am I supposed to do Zoom calls, job interviews, answer my email? How am I supposed to e back in? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Everybody says, go to Starbucks, go to McDonald's. Yeah, Karen, you don't use Wi-Fi. Oh, thanks, God, you too. Then don't be here. Bye-bye. Once again. Hold on. Where should I go now? What idea you got next? And I can't even check my email to try to get into use the Walmart because I don't have any service. Imagine in such a piece of shit that you have to fuck with a girl that's trying to do the best that she can and cut the Wi-Fi off on her. Because you get McDonald's. That's what it is. You're jealous. You're jealous that I have a small following. I mean, it has to be. I've never done shit to you. You don't even eat. So you mad that I make money off the internet running my trap? You can do that if you have a personality, ho. Okay. If you ain't a simple-minded bitch that, is bitter and you're trying to tear somebody else down when they're trying to make money. See, that's why God wouldn't bless you with an opportunity like that, because you're out here trying to destroy somebody that's trying to help themselves and other people. I'm going to tell you right now, if it was me in a McDonald's parking lot and I was running a McDonald's, I have a crap if you was using the Wi-Fi as long as you wasn't out there doing drugs or something nefarious. Absolutely. You need to use that to find a job. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Please, by all means. So what we're going to do is we're park closer to the front door to see if we can get it then. See, y'all don't understand. I ain't doing nothing wrong, and I'll be damned if I'm leaving. Oh, we going to pull right up on this motherfucker. How about that? Front door parking! There's no library around here, sweetie. I wish that there were, but there's not. Closest library is probably 20 miles away. I don't know. Maybe 15? Oh. So, imagine being that petty. I had to check my email real quick while I'm connected. That lady again said, hey, I've actually got a change of plans. She's like, we get this food truck this afternoon. She's like, can you come after that? I said, yeah. I said, but, I said, yeah. Like, I had to tell her that I was going to be in rare form because I have no way to shower. I said, yeah, I can come. I said, I'll be there. I said, but I'm going to be looking rough because it's midday, And I have others to do this morning and this afternoon. She said, oh, that's fine. She seems nice, but I don't know. She's talking about needs a car hop. I can't do that. They only make $6 an hour. So financially, I can't do that. It wouldn't even cover the gas. I would go in debt. So it sucks. I don't know. We'll see what she says. I don't mind being a car hop if I'm making management pay. I used to be a manager and a car hop at the same damn time. I used to open the store by myself, and I would work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Every day. So I know how to open and do all of that by myself. I had applied to this job to go into rental properties, and I used to do that. I used to work for Prudential real estate company. It was like, I don't even remember, super young, 20 years ago. And we would go in and clean out these rental properties, change the sheets, change the linens, all of that. So I was applying to jobs, housekeeping and stuff. I've had zero luck. Zero luck comes to housekeeping, house cleaning, all of that. Did y'all know that like Molly maids, they do a thorough background check? They won't hire anyone that has any kind of even misdemeanor charges, from what they told me. Because of the fact that you're going to be going into actual people's houses, they have to make sure that you're not a criminal. I understand that. I get it. I get it. I mean, you know, a lot of these jobs I apply for, I'm more than qualified for. And I don't take it personal. I understand why they can't hire me. I completely get it. That's why they marked me, girl. This is what they was hoping you was going to say. No. Planet Fitness, y'all, I just deleted like 8 emails from Planet Fitness. They've been emailing me and I didn't even know it. One of them was like, donate to Planet. Never. Good RX. I don't need that anymore. I'm off of all medication. So grateful. Like, that's a blessing. 100%. To be off of a medicine that the government put me on to control me, to make money off of me. That's a win. So Sunday will be 4 weeks off of Suboxone. I'm so proud of myself for making the decision to not continue the medication, because once again, could have taken the medication when I was in jail, but I chose not to. Me and God had a talk. I asked him to deliver me from all of the withdrawals. It was absolute hell. It was absolute hell. Don't get me wrong. Throwing up, pooping your brains out, muscle sweats, muscle aches. Same as coming off of heroin. So you're going through the same withdrawals because it's heroin. It's a partial agonistic. It works just like heroin in the brain. And it's what it is. It's a narcotic for a reason. You know, it's a controlled substance. And you can catch felony charges possessing it. So there's a reason for that. Because it's dangerous, in my opinion. I just don't feel like we should be giving it to people in the amounts that we are. I feel like that if we need to regulate anything, the pharmaceutical industry. Okay. Yep. Y'all want to regulate everything. Regulate the FDA, the damn pharmaceutical industry, and the government. How about that? I am proud of myself for coming off of it, though. And then I get out of jail after 6 days. I'm in full-blown withdrawals. I now recognize that I was in full-blown withdrawals. And I run across 2 bottles of Suboxone in here. Then I start having nightmares that I've took some in my sleep. I had to get rid of it. I destroyed it. Got rid of most of it. I think I got 1 or 2 bottles left in storage that need to be destroyed. I just haven't had time. You got to set fire to it. I'm gonna have to burn it because it's in individual packets, and it will take me forever to and I don't even want to touch those, because you can absolutely get it in your system through your fingertips. Fun fact, my dope dealer told me one time. It was one of them mornings where he was supposed to meet me and he was being slow, and like he, you know, drug dealer time. And so we having words on the phone or something, and he's like, you know, Brooke, you're not the only one that has this shit in system. And I'm like, what you talking about? And he's like, you know, I touch this shit every day, and it causes me to have problems. And I was like, whoa, what? I was just him contacting, breaking down shit, moving shit was enough to him to have physical withdrawals. Just the contact through his hands and stuff. That's what he claimed, and I believe it, because I've accidentally inhaled some shit before and I thought I was gonna die. So if, you know, inhaling, touching, taking, snorting, smoking, all of that gets into your system. And actually, I wonder how much. Let's Google. Base points home. Hold on 1 second. Let's Google if that physical touch of narcotics. I've seen officers OD, but they inhaled it. That's why. So can touching black tar, remember I did tar, I did fentanyl, get you high? Yeah, it came right up.
Y'all, I don't know if I got too much stuff downloaded on my computer or what. I mean, it ain't the best computer, but well, while that's thinking, base points, BS, are a unit of measurement used to describe changes in interest rates for mortgages and other financial instruments. One base point is equal to 1/100th of a percentage point, or 0.01. Basis points are used to communicate changes in interest rates clearly and precisely. For example, if a mortgage rate increase is 6% to 7%, that's 100 basis point increase. Whoa, okay, I get it. All right, so that's interesting. I didn't know that. So 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 is 100 basis points. Do you see? And it would be like 6.01. You know, that's 1/100th of the next 100 basis points. Do you get it? I barely get it. Listen. For me to love numbers and statistics and actual studies as much as I do, it really frustrates me that I'm not good with math, because I should be. I can remember these studies, I can remember the statistics, but I'm not good at math, y'all. So it says, why are basis points important? Basis points are important because they help financial professionals discuss small but significant interest rate changes with consumers. They also indicate a borrower's creditworthiness and investment risk. How do basis points impact mortgages? Even small changes in interest rates can impact the overall cost of a mortgage. For example, if a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is an interest rate of 7%, and the rate increases by 10 basis points, the monthly mortgage payment will decrease. Interesting. So it's called a BPS once again. For example, if a 30-year fixed rate mortgage has an interest rate of 7% and the rate changes by 10 basis points to 6.90, the monthly mortgage payment will decrease. The more you know. What would that be when you touch something and you... What is it when you touch something and interject it into your body? What is that? No, what is it when you can, like... And they used to say that you could absorb it through your skin. Remember, and we talked about this once, and I said, no way, that cop didn't pass out that way. He inhaled it. Do y'all remember that? The cop, he stopped a suspect. The suspect had heroin. It was fentanyl. He took the drugs to the back of his police cruiser. He opened the hatch, and he set it on this, like, divider that was like a shelf on the back of the hatch. He left the door open. The wind was funneling through the car and threw that fentanyl up his nose. He was literally eye level with the fentanyl, and he dropped on the ground, and come to find out he had fentanyl overdose. And we talked about this, and I told you guys that it was the ventilation and the fact that he inhaled it. It was not through touch. But I had that drug dealer tell me that he was exposed through touch. So that's what I'm looking at, if it's even possible. And it says that fentanyl through the skin could be fatal. I don't know about that, y'all. I think that you should take what this Daniel Colby says with a grain of salt, because it says it's a common misconception that fentanyl can be absorbed through the skin, but it is not true for casual exposure. You can overdose on fentanyl by touching a doorknob or a dollar bill,
The one case in which fentanyl absorbed through the skin is with special doctor-prescribed fentanyl skin patches, and even then it takes hours of exposure. So he must have been doing it if he was having withdrawals. I doubt that, but I don't know. That's what he told me. He said, I feel it too. Maybe he was just telling me that so I'd get off his ass because he was late. I don't remember, but so it is absolutely a lie that you can die from fentanyl absorption through your skin. But that's what they say. Remember when they had all over the news, don't pick up money off the ground, you'll die. You'll die. Transdermal. Thank you so much, Kenneth Hamilton. I was trying to find that word. This is from CBS last year. It says you can't overdose on fentanyl just by touching it. Why did they tell us that then? Yes, in August of 21, San Diego County Sheriff Bill Gore released a dramatic video depicting a deputy overdosing on fentanyl following the incident. Yes, because he was at eye level with his testing kit in the back of his cruiser. He left his door open. It got the air circulating through the vehicle, and he inhaled it. Everybody was saying it was because he touched it. Well, first of all, he should have had officer training that taught him to wear gloves while handling narcotics. Second of all, who's to say he didn't try a little bit and die? Oh my God, I almost forgot. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I got to tell y'all something first of all, there was a New York police officer, trooper, over the weekend that got shot in New York. Hold on. Y'all, another crooked cop. Let's talk about it. So, NC State Trooper has been suspended without pay in New York. First of all, I want to say that this man looks creepy as hell. I'm not trying to be funny. He looks evil. I'm going to show you him. Hey, Frank. Melanie, thank you. Thank you, Melanie. I couldn't figure it out. Absorbed. That's what I'm saying, Traven. So let's see here. Look at this guy. Oh, God. Is it not a picture? There he is. Tell me he don't look like Uncle Hester. He looks like Uncle Hester. He does, don't he? Sorry, it's the eyes for me. I'm just like, ugh. It's the eyes, y'all. Y'all can't look in some people's eyes and just... I can. It's a gift, I guess. So it says the New York State Trooper who claimed that he was shot during a traffic stop on Long Island this weekend was suspended without pay. Can I just say, he didn't just lie, honey. He created a whole story with a whole side of a suspect that drove a black Charger. That's what he said. He said it was a black Charger that shot me. Police spent hours searching for this black Charger. This is when his story started to crumble. So it says Trooper Thomas Massinia home in West Hampton on Monday. They spent hours searching his home. They executed a search warrant, launching an internal investigation into his account of the incident that occurred on October 30th, where he was supposedly shot on the Parkway, Long Island Parkway. State cops also abruptly canceled an alert they had issued for a black Dodge Charger with temporary New Jersey plates that the 27-year-old trooper had allegedly... He had said that this person had shot him. Something else that I found interesting was he had on a body camera, but the only thing that's on that body camera footage is him unholstering his weapon. I thought that those body cam footage, I thought when they were making contact that they were supposed to cut it on. It's what is it called? Ozark body cam. That's most of them. I don't know if that's what they use up there, but that's what they use in North Carolina. They're supposed to cut that thing on when they are approaching the vehicle. Actually, they're supposed to cut it on when they are in pursuit of someone. So that means that if they have already called in to dispatch, hey, I'm pulling over a black Charger, that body cam should have already been on. So the fact that his body cam was not on, the fact that this car is non-existent, the fact that his body camera only came on when he was unholstering his gun, all of it is sketchy. All of it is sketchy. He looks sketchy. In my opinion, he's too young to be on the police force anyways. That's more, in my opinion, a job for 30, 35, 40. I just think that to do better when it comes to training these officers, and the way that we can start is by having more senior officers and not children. This man is still a child. He is 27 years old. I'm sorry if you take that, but I'm a 35-year-old woman and I just see things differently. So a police spokesperson, of course, said that they could not give any specifics on the investigation. How convenient for them, right? Protect them. So they are actively investigating certain inconsistencies in his story. Police sources added earlier that investigators were probing whether he shot himself during the ordeal, and then they said that he was undergoing a psychiatric evaluation. What's crazy, you guys, is he supposedly gets shot by somebody in a black Charger on the 30th. Then on October 31st, Halloween, he comes, they're parading and clapping outside of the hospital like he's this huge survivor that just went through this horrible thing. Look at this. Trump is president. Heck yeah. Look at this. Look at them like cheering him on like he did this great, beautiful, oh God, he survived a shooting. Let me tell you something. It's no coincidence he said a black Charger. By saying that, he was implying some shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Neighbors told Newsday the investigators had started knocking on doors to ask residents questions to seek doorbell camera footage from them. We should have his body camera footage. I'm glad he was suspended without pay. The trooper is believed to be the son of Thomas Mrs. Sr., former partner of the... So he's a nepotism baby. He's a nepo baby. It says the trooper is believed to be the son of Thomas and it's Mascia, you guys, sorry, Senior, former partner of the NYPD officer Michael Dowd, D-O-W-D, one of the most corrupt officers. I literally just want to stick my head through that window right now. One of the most corrupt officers in the Big Apple's history. Let's look up what he did. So you got corrupt officers that have already been busted being corrupt, and we're just going to hire their kids, thinking that the heathen that raised them didn't install the same non-values in them, the same ethics. Does anybody know about, oh, yeah, it's a little off. What was it? So it says Thomas Mascia, New York, Senior. Oh, wait a second. Senior. Everything's coming up on the sun. Ooh, they just dropped more information 20 minutes. I'm trying to... Scandal. Can't find anything from the history of these two cops in New York. It said that they were disgraced officers and corruption, and I'm putting in Thomas. Let's do, what was the other guy's name? Michael and M-I-C-H-E-L-D-O-W-D. Yes, New York.
This is how they hide shit, y'all. Because that article states that his father and his father's partner in the NYPD, they were disgraced officers. And it says one of the most corrupt officers in the Big Apple's history, multiple sources told the Post. The pair who worked alongside each other in the 94 precinct were both busted in the 90s and featured on the Post front page for running Cane Ring Lincoln Brooklyn to Suffolk County. So let's just hire his son. I told y'all, they're all corrupt. All of them. That's probably why he was hired, because he was the son of this dude's, you know. The pair who worked, Dowd notoriously ended up spending 12 years in prison for shaking down drug dealers, pilifying their wares, and then selling the drugs stealing the drugs and then selling the drugs when he worked in the Brooklyn's 75th precinct in the late 1980s and early 90s. So the younger son reported a motorist had opened fire on him when he pulled over on the Southern State Parkway and started approaching the vehicle about 11:30 p.m. on October 30th of 24. Shots fired, I'm hit, I think my kneecap is broken. First of all, when I heard this police thing, how do you know you got a broken kneecap? You can't break a kneecap, sir. Like, maybe you can, but dislocated maybe, but like, shots fired, I'm hit, and I think my kneecap is broken. So we have a father who was a New York police officer in the 80s and 90s. His partner and him both were disgraced from the NYPD. Fast forward 20 years, his son, Thomas, MASCIA, he applies to become a state trooper, at which time he's accepted. It does not tell me how long he was a state trooper, but he's only 27. In my opinion, he shouldn't have been allowed to be hired anyways, but they're so desperate they'll take anyone. Clearly, his father was a disgraced New York police officer who was stealing and selling drugs and was linked back to a cocaine ring in NYC. But let's just hire his son, who is now a disgrace because he claims that he was shot, in my opinion, by a black man. And then, you know, he creates this facade, this story. Then he dispatches into dispatch saying, I'm shot. And then on the 31st of October, everybody is standing around with the media acting like this guy is a hero because he got shot in the line of duty. His body cam footage is missing. The only thing that we have on body camera is him unholstering his gun. His story makes sense. The inconsistencies are starting to pile up. He's been put on administrative leave with no pay. Thank God. Good for you for doing something right for once, upstate. It says Dowdy spent 12 years in prison for stealing and reselling drugs. Another trooper responded to this, the son, Thomas, being shot on the parkway, and rushed him to the medical center where he underwent surgery. Thomas was released from the hospital last Friday as cops put out a $10,000 reward for any information on the shooting. Whoever decided to hire this guy ought to be fired. Because I'm willing to bet that whoever hired him is just as corrupt as his father's partner, and him. That's how these things work. They didn't hire him because he was an outstanding trooper, honey. They hired him because they already knew that he would be complicit in corruption and agreeable, like his father and his father's business partner, in my opinion. It's just crazy. Here we go. I found it. Officers in the drug case formed tightly knit group. May 19th, 1992. This is Thomas's father. This is who he grew up teaching him to
shoot himself and claim that a black man did it. In my opinion. Let's see if it comes up. Come on, give it to me. The New York Times, they might want me to buy something, y'all, and y'all know I don't spend money on news. So it says, officer and drug case form tightly knit group. So this is a digitized version of an article from the Times print archive before the start of online publication in '96 to preserve these articles as they originally appear. As young police officers, Kenneth Earl and Michael Dowd were assigned to the 75th Precinct in New York section of Brooklyn. They chased muggers and broke up family fights. They also built a friendship, investigators say, that years later would bring them money and comfort. But that relationship collapsed on Wednesday night when they and 4 other officers were arrested and accused of running a cocaine ring in which drugs bought in bodega Brooklyn were sold in bars and restaurants along Long Island. For more than a year, the officers worked in a distribution machine that spews millions of dollars in cocaine and heroin from New York City, the nation's drug capital, into the entire Northeast. Breaking that machine has been a main objective of the police, but there were investigators said playing it for all it was worth, wheeling and dealing in transactions of up to $1,000 a shot, sometimes tripling their money. Jesus Christ. I just want to reiterate that these were New York police officers. They were chance takers. They were willing to gamble their lives to make a buck. It says the police are trying to tie together the threads of their 5-month investigation. They believe that Earl and Dowd were the main dealers who drew the others into the scheme. When the police in Suffolk County struck near midnight on Wednesday, Mr. Earl, who had retired from the force in 1989 after an injury, was sniffing cocaine in the home of Harry J. Vahjen, a 22-year-old dealer and distributor who had previously provided a main outlet for the ring. Quote, an inspector said, it looks like they were in the process of weighing it, or they were possibly cutting it. The swarm of unidentified officers, the handcuffs, the cold jail cell, and the screaming headlines had not been part of Mr. Earl's dream on the warm June day 11 years ago when he graduated from the New York Police Academy. Within 3 years, he was working in the dangerous 75th Precinct along Michael Dowd, who joined the force in 1982, partners and classmates. So, within 3 years of graduating the New York Police Academy, this man was already working in one of the most dangerous precincts in the country. Not okay. That's a job for a 10-year vet, honey. That's not a job for some little high schooler that's green behind the ears. I just think that we need better training and more time. Like, you know, that was their first mistake, but once again, they're desperate. It says they were together until 1988 when Officer Dowd was sent to the mounted troop. Not much later, Officer Earl injured a hand and was took on disability retirement. He was 28 years old. Somewhere along the line, perhaps as early as 1990, the two men turned to drugs and they began to share the profits and the risk with those who had become the closest to them, other officers. That's where Thomas MASCIA Sr. comes in, the Thomas's Jr.'s father. By February of 1990, Officer Dowd was working on patrol duty in the 94th Precinct in the Gree Point section of Brooklyn. His partner was Officer Thomas, who was only 29 years old. Officer Thomas became a player, the investigators said, as did a cousin of Mr. Earl, Officer Daniel E.R. Earl, 26. These guys are so young, y'all. That's the problem, in my opinion.
And I'm not saying all young people do drugs. I mean, obviously these people were corrupt. But a way to prevent things like this is to have officers who are older, you know, that are good. Highlight the good ones. Get them to train all the other ones. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 of these officers that were busted back in 1990 and then prosecuted through 92 to 96. There's another one. 7. Okay, so it says they were all arrested, although bail for the other officers was set high as $350,000 and $1.5 million for Mr. Vahjen, Vahjen. The bail for Officer Arzak was $2,000. Arzak. And he was the only one that was able to make bond. So it says the group of officers and Kenneth Ural, whose earlier years on the force and strong personality made him a center of gravity for others, formed a private club that yielded business and pleasure. Quote, they all socialized together. What did I tell you guys? They go to each other's cookouts. They go to each other's, children's soccer games. They're in this stuff deep. This is a brotherhood to these guys, just like the military, our police academy train them to be brothers. God, my arms are looking better from just like 2 days of training. That's crazy. All I did was push-ups. Anyways, I'm sweating, so it's probably good that I cut the air on, Can y'all see me when I was like, don't worry, there's underwear in here. Can y'all see me when I'm like, when the phone goes black? Because it locks me out and it says, emergency, emergency. And it's like, the phone is too hot and it's because it's glass. I hate that. I really do. I'm sorry, y'all. Thank y'all for sticking it out with me. No, I lost. Yes, Laura, that's what I'm saying. He was probably trying to do what Thomas Jr. was probably trying to do what his father's business partner did in the 80s when he got that hand injury and he got disability at 29. I have no doubt that he was trying to scheme and scam because, that's the only motive. That's the only motive is money and disability. Thank you for pointing that out. Good point. Why else would he shoot himself intentionally, concoct a blatant lie, and then it had to have been for disability? It sounds about right to me. Maybe don't go into law enforcement if you're not willing to do the work. But I have a reason to believe, that he was hired based off of the fact of who his father and his father's associates were in the past. That is not a coincidence. That is exactly how these things work. So it says, they went undercover. They have video and phone recordings from the 1990 arrest of these men, NYPD officers. There was like 7 of them arrested, 6 or 7 of them arrested. They were running a cocaine ring in upstate New York out of Brooklyn. They were arresting petty dealers. They were stealing the dealers' dope, and then they were selling it on the streets. Imagine going to the cops and being like, yeah, my dope was stole by cops who were selling it down the road. You can't do nothing if the cops knock in your front door and take your stash. What are you going to do? You're just going to be grateful that they didn't report that stash. You're just going to be grateful that you didn't go to jail. You know what I mean? And you ain't going to say nothing about it. And that's exactly what they were doing. So it says, they were also buying cocaine. It says Dad and other officers would also buy cocaine in Brooklyn and take it to Mr. Ural, who would sell it to Mr. Vahan and others. Officer Dowd collected money from the others in the group, sometimes as much as $100,000, and gave it to a dealer in Brooklyn who called himself Raymond, who would buy cocaine and sell it for a profit. But remember up top, we read that one officer got 12 years in jail for shaking people down and stealing their shit. So it looks like they were into all kinds of nefarious things, all 6 or 7 of them. It says Officer Dowd collected money from the others in the group, sometimes as much. Oh, I just read that. It was a business. They did lots of things. There was one conspiracy, but it had a numerous of elements. They were looking for monetary return. You think? And this is literally the only article that I can even find about that situation. I wonder why they wouldn't want to print that. Because it shows that corruption is real. That's why. So it says 5 New York City police officers and a retired colleague were charged yesterday with running a New York ring in which drugs from Brooklyn were sold and bought. Oh, here's the Department of DOC in NYC. This is there was, hold on. Ooh, NYPD's dirtiest cop, Michael Dowd, barred from police. It happens every day. I didn't know about this case. The only reason we know about this case is because the son, who is a trooper in New York now, shot himself on the night before Halloween and tried to say that a black Charger shot him. I mean, it's just crazy. Like father, like son, right? Like father, like son. Come on, work for me. There we go. Out of the Daily News. When was this? Okay, this was June 3rd of 2023. It says an ex-NYPD officer, once considered the dirtiest cop in New York, is banned from entering police headquarters after he made a surprise stop over there and posted about the visit on Instagram. Michael, you're breaking the rules. You can't show up there, then they'll know that the whole department's dirty. You're telling too many secrets on Instagram. You thought you was still on that side of the fence, didn't you? You're on my side of the fence now, Michael. Pictures of Michael Dowd have been placed at the booths of all the entrances to the First Police Plaza with a note reading, quote, "Do not allow entry." I love that. Ah! Cops are also required to call the security desk if he attempts to come in the building again. This was last year. What, you thought 20 years just blew over all of your dirt? You thought that it just blew away your dirt? That's what he thought. He thought that 20 years blew away his dirt. He looks crooked. Once again, it's the eyes. He says, quote, "I did my time and they just don't want to take the knee off my neck. Now I'm banned from a public building that holds my employment records. It's a public access building. The last time I checked, I am the public." No, Michael, you're a corrupt, disgraced cop giving away secrets. I have no doubt that he has close ties to people that still work in the department. Probably now, after 20 years, higher ups, people that are, chief of police, higher ups. He's 62, was fired from the New York Police Department after he was convicted of extorting drug dealers while assigned to the 75th Precinct in East New York, Brooklyn in the 1980s and 90s. He was accused of taking cocaine from the dealers and selling it to buyers on Long Island. In April, he accompanied a retired NYPD sergeant he knew at the First Police Plaza so his friend could get a new ID card. No one batted an eye as the disgraced cop entered the building and went to the department's shield unit on the second floor. I bet they didn't. Until he started posting on Instagram. He posted photos of himself on Instagram, standing behind the ordnance blue pillow cops lay their shields on before retiring. So he is in the police station as a disgraced, corrupt cop with friends hanging out, and he decided to take some pictures and posted it on Instagram, and because of that, they banned him from the building. This should be wild. You can't even write this if you wanted to. And he's in there literally taking pictures of himself smiling in front of signs that read, "Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for your service." As a disgraced ex-con. Disgraced cop. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I've been wondering, Vivian. I'm actually surprised that all the blue-haired people ain't out in the streets rioting, burning shit. I was ready. I had a plan. I just want you to know. That's why I was worried last night, because I'm like, damn, how am I going to get there? I ain't got enough gas to get there. But if I can get there, I'll be safe, you know? I just figured they'd be run by now. All the lefties losing it. Ooh, the tea! The tea! During the investigation back in 1990, when this disgraced officer and Kenneth Ural, remember they were partners, Kenneth Ural turned federal informant and wore a wire that recorded the crooked cop plotting to rob and kill a drug dealer's wife. Why is this man not in jail? He was going to kill somebody. He spent nearly 12 years in prison and then reinvented himself as a ethics consultant, claiming on his website that he is on the road to redemption. Bro, no. Listen, it would be different. No. You were in a position of power where you were supposed to be helping people. No. Crooked cops and sex offenders, in my book, don't get second chances. They've never given me one. And I don't care that drugs were involved. Your job should have come before them drugs. Maybe you'd still have a job. So it says Mayor Adams and the New York Police Department administrators were mortified by his actions and initiated a rarely used department response to bar him from the building. Eric Adams was worried that he was going to tell all the secrets and corruption of the department to Instagram, and that's why they barred him. Don't get it twisted. He's just the one that got caught. You know what I mean? All of them are this way. He's just the one that got caught, in my opinion. For those that missed the beginning, his son, this disgraced, corrupt cop who went to jail, it was 6 of them that were arrested and a business partner, so it was 7, like I said. His son, over the Halloween weekend, shot himself and tried to say that someone else shot him. His son is a trooper in New York. So it's a case of nepotism, and how disgraceful. Let's see if there's anything new on it. And then I gotta try to look like I've had a shower today somehow, because I've got a job interview. I'm glad that they did suspend him without pay, because I feel like when these officers are on investigation, they don't deserve pay. I don't care the circumstances. Here's the thing. If that investigation concerns any civilians, that civilian is not going to get the same respect as the officer. So to make it fair, officers do deserve to be suspended with pay. If they are suspended pending an investigation, they don't receive pay. And that's the way that it should be, because the civilian or whoever else is involved, you can best believe that their life has been torn upside down over whatever accusations that the officer is being investigated for. This whole suspension without pay for teachers, for government officials, for anyone that works a federal job, we should have laws on this to prevent this, because what they're really doing is being incentivized. They're being rewarded for their bad behavior, in opinion. I wish I could find. Somebody left a comment. It's so funny. It says, that dumb fuck Barney Fife
Barney Fife shot himself in the leg and made up a story, and he's gonna make him keep his in his pocket. It's not telling me anything new. Everything that here we've already read. It says troopers' inconsistencies in account of New York shooting is under investigation by the plea. It doesn't even tell me where he got shot. He went into surgery. This was 3 hours ago. This looks like the new. Oh, he's under criminal investigation now. So it went to suspended pending investigation to under criminal investigation. Come on, give it to me. Please. Damn, y'all, I think I need another coffee or something like that. Literally, that's why my head was hurting. Because I hadn't had any caffeine. How the hell am I going to come off caffeine? I was going to quit smoking first, but, I mean, I'd been gradually down the caffeine. But, like, I might have to, like, make some change because I felt, like, rough all day. I figured it was because I've been working out and maybe I had too much protein and too much red meat and, like, nope. I drank that 100 milligrams of caffeine and I feel much better. I feel like if I drank another one, my whole headache would go away. Ain't that crazy? Welcome to being a damn 80s baby. We all damn here on caffeine, most of us. So all that it says is that this was suspended without pay Monday after he was found to be in violation of the department's rules and regulation. The suspension was announced as state police executed a search warrant at the home of the trooper, at the home where the trooper shares with his parents. Not the disgraced cop. Not a mom and daddies that didn't want to work every day and thought that he could just get disability. Police have taken Thomas's police shield and service weapon as well as off-duty weapons he possessed because of his employment as part of the suspension. State police are declining to discuss evidence, of course. Damn, the whole family's crooked, huh? That's what happens when you have a bad apple raising more bad apples. But people like that can have children and turn them into hellions. I mean, here's my thing. Think about the bigger picture. What if the night that he was shot and he claimed that a black Charger, shot him? What if there would have been a black Charger in the area, honey? And let's just say that person may have been a criminal or not. Maybe they were supposed to have a gun, maybe not, but they did have a gun. That person would have went to jail for attempted murder of a police officer, and they would be sitting in jail for the next 2 to 5 years waiting trial. He could have really messed somebody's life up with these lies, is my point. He could have put an innocent man, in jail for their lives because he wanted disability and he wanted to be as crooked as his father's friends. Don't think for a minute that he didn't take a page out of his daddy's book. This is exactly what his daddy's friend did. Remember when, the hand was hurt and he got disability for the rest of his life at 29 years old? I think we need to open that back up. We need to investigate that incident back then. What you think? Sounds fishy to me. It's just crazy. It just blows my mind. And here I am making up a fake person, just worried about if that person would have went to jail, because I know what it feels like. And at this point, it wouldn't have mattered if that person had a gun or not. The fact that he said it was a black Charger would have been enough to bring anyone in on attempting to kill a police officer. And the fact that he's a police officer said, yeah, that's him. And it would have stuck. It would have stuck. Whether or not there was a gun or not, it would have stuck. Whoever that person was, drive black Charger, would have been going to prison for the rest of their life for the attempted murder of a cop. It's horrifying. Scary. So it says, law enforcement executed a search warrant at Thomas's Grubber Court home in West Hempstead on Monday, and they were seen removing scores of potential evidence, including what appeared to be firearms. Investigators also searched vehicles, a blue sedan, a silver sedan, a blue SUV parked outside the home, looking in the trunks and under the hoods. And FYI, for those that don't know, search warrants work by home. They don't work by bedroom, honey. So the fact that they were able to get a search warrant from a superior judge and he signed off on it means that that entire property, regardless of who owns what, was searched. All of the homes, all of the shelters on the property, and all of the vehicles. That includes his parents. You know, he lived at home with his parents. So their house was turned upside down because their son is an idiot. So he was shot in the right leg, near his knee, at about 11:45 p.m. on Wednesday after he approached a black car believed to be a Dodge Charger, and that he thought it was stranded on the median of the Southeastern State Park in West Hempstead. He's been a trooper since 2019. In my opinion, when corruption was bad. He was released from the University Medical Center on Friday afternoon as hundreds of state troopers and police officers clapped and looked on for him. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. They're like, yay, you lived. So all he said to police, all that Thomas said, the cop that was shot, that shot his cell, he said that he pulled up behind a vehicle. As he approached, he heard several pops and realized that he was wounded in his right leg. Unfortunately, his body cam was not cut on. So that was his first mistake. They are going to hold that against him. They're not going to believe anything he has to say because there's no body cam to support his claims. That body camera should have been on as soon as he was approaching the vehicle and decided to dispatch and call in and say, hey, I'm checking out this vehicle. And that's another thing. Why? I don't know if he called in to dispatch, but it's policy and procedure for him to do that. Anytime they are making contact with anyone, they have to dispatch into dispatch. They have to say, hey, license plate ABC123. And then dispatch radios back in and says, yeah, they don't have warrants. They do have warrants. There's procedure. He didn't follow any of those procedure. He didn't even have his body camera on. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, it's so funny because, in my opinion, people like this, they don't hide their corruption well. They work in numbers. They feel power in numbers. And his whole department knows he's corrupt because they're corrupt. They're going to hang him out to dry for his poor choices. Absolutely. That's what they're doing. So it says State Police Superintendent Stephen James, in a news briefing after Thomas was shot, described the alleged suspect as a male driving what was believed to be a black late model Dodge Charger with temporary New Jersey tags, rear tinted windows, and custom matte gray dual exhaust tips. In my opinion, he was setting a story up. You know, he wanted it to be like, oh, it was a black guy that shot me. In my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that, but just all of the details that are so fake is just pointing in a certain direction, you know? Why give those type of fake details unless you're trying to set the scene? In my opinion, he was trying to make it seem like a male black suspect shot him. James said that Thomas didn't return fire because the suspect immediately fled the scene. The trooper was able to apply a tourniquet to his leg and called for assistance. His body camera was not activated until he pulled his gun from his holster after realizing that he had been shot. How convenient. So you just thought you were going to go out there on that parkway, shoot yourself in the leg, create a story, and everybody was going to believe it with no body camera footage? Like, sir, he should have never been a cop. He ain't very smart, is he? He literally broke policy and procedure out the ass, which is why he was laid off, which is why he was suspended. He didn't dispatch, he didn't radio to dispatch. He just did whatever the hell he wanted. This is crazy. I mean, clearly, looking at him, you can tell that something's not right with him. And then you add in the upbringing with corrupt people and, corrupt people, y'all, they pass that corruption on to their children, just to be clear. So he should have never been hired with this department, given the circumstances of his family and who his family was. In my opinion, that's exactly why he was hired, because they thought that he would be just as corrupt as his father and be complicit and be agreeable. I talk about this all the time. It's just crazy that this case is exactly what I talk about, small town bullshit. And I know Brooklyn is a big city, but honey, it's just more corrupt people, as far as the sheriff's department. It's just more of them. So, father, Thomas Sr., in 1993, he was actually dismissed effective February 10th, the date he pled guilty to charges of conspiracy to distribute cocaine. It was 6 officers and 1 additional guy that was just an associate. They all lived on Long Island and were arrested in May of 92, charged with buying cocaine while on duty and distributing it on Long Island. And they weren't just doing that, they were actually busting drug dealers, stealing their stash, and then reselling the dope. It's crazy. When I saw that this morning, I said, so first of all, I saw an article that said New York police officer shot on a parkway. And I said, oh God, let me go see that. And the first thing that pulled up was suspended trooper for shooting himself. I said, oh, I said, this is right up my alley. We got to talk about this because this is wild. I'm glad I remembered it because I usually forget everything. What an idiot. Goes to show. Ain't as uncommon as you think it is. The corruption. I kind of want some chicken. Y'all want to go to Popeyes? I don't really have Popeyes money, but maybe I can find something for like $4. Like maybe they got a kid's meal for like, I wonder how much a kid's meal is with like 2 chicken tenders and a side. I'm really hungry. Per usual. Oh, God. I'm going the wrong way just to look. They got a kid's meal? $8 for a 2-piece? Y'all smoking crack. Y'all act like y'all have to pluck the damn chickens and pull all the hairs out, and damn, y'all act like really y'all be out here from raising chickens or some shit. $8 for a kid's meal? Well, I guess we just ain't eating that. They act like they farm raising chickens in the backyard where the damn Popeyes is or something. Mass production, process crap. And y'all out here charging these prices. Smoking. Got to be. Something. that hard stuff too, asking that. Y'all, did anybody see the Obamas lately? They look like shit. Are they on drugs? They might be whatever on Kamala's on too, you know, because Kamala's on something. I don't know what, Xanax, box wine, Ativan, I don't know. But it's no denying that she's on something. I don't know if they give her a sedative or some kind of muscle relaxer before they put her on national TV, honey. But every time she's been on the damn TV, she's been high as shit. And you ain't gonna gaslight somebody who's in recovery. We can spot that shit from a mile away, honey. She definitely. But also Obama, he looks like death. He looks like death. He looks like he's been damn on some opiates or something. Him and Michelle both. Have y'all seen them lately? They look like death. And they used to be the poster child for fit. Remember that? Michelle Obama arms. Remember that? What happened? What's going on? I don't know. I think a lot of the elites are high, but that's just my opinion. I mean, they found cocaine in the White House. How much more evidence do you need? I think it's been going on for a while. I have no idea where I'm going, and I need to eat something. I gotta find something to eat. There's a Walmart right there, but I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like cooking. Tired. I've already cooked today. My stomach hurts. I'm about to have my period. I still got a migraine. I actually want a damn coffee right now is what I damn want. We going in this Walmart, all right? It's beautiful here, by the way. I can't show too much because I don't want to give it away. But it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at them damn trees. I mean, it's just palm trees. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, Laura, you're right. There was absolutely more than 6. That's just the ones that had to go to slaughter so that everybody else didn't go to slaughter. You know, they had to sacrifice a few to prevent the whole department from going under and collapsing, type of thing. Trust me. Police corruption is nothing new. It's been going on for decades since the police have been around. It was happening in the damn 1300s, 1400s, and it's going to continue to happen. It's unfortunate, but that's our government. Going back to RFK, because I didn't finish that statement. I am so sorry. The one that has the raspy voice, that's RFK, right? He went from Democrat to Republican. I'm sure if that's his grandfather, or JFK would have been his grandfather, right? I don't know nothing about no family trees, okay? Not with the JFKs. I know they got a bad history, bad luck. I do know that. I know that most of them have ended up dead, weird ass ways, plane wrecks, house fires. Like, there is this conspiracy that the Kennedy family has a curse on them because of how many people have ended up dead. And freak accidents too. House fires and damn, where was that? Hey, where was that? The Hamptons? Oh no, it's an island somewhere, and all rich people go over there, and they got these beautiful houses. And the Kennedy, Jacqueline Kennedy, the whole family go over there to this nice island somewhere, and they vacation, and they got these beautiful vacation homes. You don't have to do that. We're gonna have to do. JFK would have been his uncle. Thank you. Both are. One of them is supposed to be helping the Trump administration with the FDA. His mission, and it's RFK one that was running. His mission, working with the Trump administration, is going to put food and American healthcare on the front line. He's supposed to be out here making changes in healthcare and food, the food industry. And I agree with him. I don't know if you've seen his channel, but RFK actually has an amazing channel, and he's been putting out a lot of content on YouTube, RFK, on the world's, the WHO, the FDA, the medical industry, all of those things. RFK is supposed to be helping the Trump administration with to better our lives, our food, the quality of our food, and also, you know, this attack on animals and this veganism hot mess express. He's talked about how it's not healthy, how it's not good for early childhood development or growing bodies or adult bodies. So when I heard him speak RFK on the medical industry and how they are intentionally making us sick through our foods in hopes of making money off of us through the medicinal, through Big Farm, that really opened up my eyes that too many people, too many power and controls over our lives. Like, it's really scary to think that they would poison us, but they have been for years, for decades. You know, one of the stuff that we are capable of eating here is not even legal in most other countries. So that tells you all that you need to know. Let's see. Let's go get some food. Andrea once again sent me money to get food. Thank you so much. Oh, it's stressful. GMO. Yeah, the genetically modified food that we're eating is nothing like, well, some of it has to be, like bananas. I don't know if y'all know this, but before bananas were genetically modified, they were not something that you would put in your mouth. So there's certain things that have to be, that have been over centuries modified for us to eat, but there's other stuff like the corn that we're eating that is not good for us. You know, and then you got companies like Monsanto out here trying to patent life, and they have essentially, you know. I think that genetically modified foods, the ones that are already modified, like bananas and other fruit, we can talk about that one day and figure out like what foods were modified and what foods aren't, which ones are okay modified and which ones aren't. I think corn is the most dangerous one that I learned about when I went to school for horticulture. My teacher could not shut up about genetically modified corn and how bad corn was for us. So I think that it's important to learn about stuff like that because it helps you better create a healthier diet. Let's go in here and see what's going on. All right, I just deleted her. Let's see. I'm out. And yes, I'm walking up in here like, y'all, I am so bloated. What is this? I look 3 months pregnant. I will say that my boobs have grown, and I'm so happy. I got boobs again. I don't even know where they come from. Probably all this healthy food I've been eating, right? My boobs disappeared when I lost all my weight. They get in there. That's part of the bulk, though. Where in the world? That's part of the bulk. Where the hell? Y'all. Damn it. I guess I'll just take this bar. I'm so mad that I paid for that beach pass and they wouldn't let shower. I mean, it really hurts my feelings, honestly. The guy that I talked to acted like he wanted to let me, but he said that I would have to go ask the gift shop. And it was some lady that had already been in my business, in my face, making stuck up noses at me. This is about 50 miles from where I was, and I haven't had a great experience here. Not like where I was at. I might need to just head back that way. I don't know. I honestly had contacted my bondsman and explained things to her. Well, she had contacted me, then I contacted her, and then, you know, I'm cautious because, you know, I don't want any problems. I'm just trying to be compliant. She said it wasn't a problem what I was doing. She knew where I was at, and I told her, I said, anytime you want my location, just hit me. I said, if you want me to come by the office, just hit me. If you want to talk and you need me and you have concerns, hit me up, please. Like, you are welcome to call me. I have nothing to hide. I'll drop a location, drop a pin, girl. And she's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. I said, okay, well, for those that don't know, some user off the internet called my bondsman and told her I was out of state. Imagine having free time to just make random calls to try to fuck somebody's life up because you're mad that she won't touch your pee-pee. Let's rock and roll. I'm gonna take my glasses. I don't know where the hell my vape. Oh, I plugged it up. Such an idiot. You know what's crazy? We gotta find something to eat, y'all. First of all, let's find coffee, because I might go work out now that my head doesn't hurt as bad. Ain't that crazy? I guess I should have drunk it first thing this morning, but I was really trying to lay off the caffeine. I don't want to be like, we would, see, and that's another thing. I'm worried that I was ODing on protein, so now I'm scared to eat protein. Maybe it's just coffee. Maybe it was just a coffee migraine. I don't know. Is it from the red beef that I've been consuming in high amounts, extreme high amounts? Is it the protein that I've been giving myself in extreme high amounts? Or is it because I've stopped drinking caffeine? Bruh. Oh man, they're out of my corn dogs. I mean, not corn dogs, excuse me. Not my corn dogs, but my egg roll. Egg roll? You want chicken egg roll? I do. I want like 5. I don't see no coffees either. It's cold up in this piece. Well, I guess they don't have coffee here. Another thing, I was wondering if it was because of sugar, because I haven't been drinking sugar. Sometimes that'll cause migraines. I'm gonna find something to eat in the car. I've got tuna, but I was also reading that shellfish is not good if you've had extra amounts of the beef. Like, I can't remember. That's why we looked it up. Y'all know what it is. The tyramine. It comes from red meat. And if you have high levels of that, you don't want to eat any shellfish. And I had vegetables for lunch, and I felt amazing. I mean, like, I felt better. Not 100. Damn, that was cheap. $2? How did that happen? Hey, have a good one. How's that even possible? It's a monster Java. You would think that damn thing was $4. I've got to feel better. It's got to be caffeine. I don't want to take that Excedrin, though, because I don't want to get back on the track of taking those. I would rather come off of that and just use caffeine and sugar to make me feel better. And, you know, I might just go to that job interview today, see what she says. I mean, I could get a gym membership here once I get, I don't know, it'd have to be December or January, but I don't know. I'm speaking financially like a YouTube check, because I have bills. I have truck payment, gas,
storage. My insurance gets cut off on the 13th for the truck. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm doing the best that I can. All I know is when I'm out here in these streets looking for work, I don't see nobody else out here in the streets looking for work. That's all I know. And another thing, somebody told me to go to staffing agencies. Do y'all know how hard it is to deal with those people? And I say those people because they're disrespectful as hell. You don't have a name. They don't give a shit about you. And if you look anything like me, your chances of getting hired are slim to none. Have ruined a lot of things. DEI, in my opinion, is the culprit for spreading racism in the United States currently. You know, a lot of people don't want to hire me because I am white and cute and blue eyes, blonde, whatever, brown hair, blondish brown hair. You know, a lot of people don't want to hire me because of that. They look at me and they think that, number one, that I'm not going to have work ethic, but they also think that I come from a life of privilege. I've had people in interviews tell me that. I've had managers look at me and say, why do you even want this job? With that look. Bitch, I have bills. What you want me to do? If I could go buy land and grow cotton, I would. I gotta work. But it's just crazy the way that people treat you at staffing agencies. I've never had any positive outcome from a staffing agency or a work first program. Work first through the Department of DHHS. How many milligrams is in this one? 200. God, let me find out I gotta drink 500 milligrams of damn caffeine every day just to feel like shit. That's crazy, Brooke. That's what happens when you've been surviving for 20-something years and you don't, and you don't have time to, like, actually take care of yourself. You have to wake up every day and go, go, go. Just to get shit done. I wonder what time this closed. Here, but I'm gonna go back to the park just to clean out my truck because it's such a wreck. And I can't do setting in this parking lot. All of that needs to be organized, cleaned up, the sand. You can't really do that in like a Walmart parking lot because of people. I don't think I've ever even been to a spa. Seriously. There was one at the Cancun resort that I went to like 3 years ago, but I didn't utilize it. Where in the hell? I swear to God, if I keep losing this, I'm going to glue it to my cheek. Actually, let's glue it down so I can just... Come out, mother puckers. Beep, beep. I'm waiting on Grandpa to go. I'm so bloated. Come on, Gramps. It might rain this afternoon. If it does, I guess I'm going to relax. I don't freaking know. Like, it's supposed to rain at like 6 or 7. Or maybe that would be perfect to sleep. I did take the polish off, but I need to scrub my nails and do like a manicure. When I was at that park, I went in the bathroom and there was some lady in there that was like rude as shit to me. And then like when I was going through the line to pay to get in, they were rude as hell to me. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I was just 50 miles, west and I didn't have these problems. I don't understand, y'all. I really don't. And matter of fact, I don't even want to go back to that park. Let me put the other one in. It's getting money to go somewhere and have access to things, and then it doesn't work out. And it's not this way at every place. It's just certain areas. It's crazy how you can drive 30 miles one way and it's a Republicans, and then you drive 30 miles the other way and it's a democratically ran city, and you can see the difference in the communities. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then it gives me a lot of anxiety when I have to deal with people in that manner that like are treating me funny because I'm a van lifer. First of all, I'm very neat, orderly, and respectful. I may be a little loud, but we're working on that. And regardless, I paid my $8 to get in here and enjoy myself. So how dare you, Karen, in your old age, be a bitch to me? How dare you? And then people wonder why I cuss everybody out. Well, maybe if somebody would have cussed her old ass out 60 years ago, she wouldn't be a bitch today. But what do I know? Well, I'm just saying, part of the reason that I'm a nice person is because I've been through it. I've been on the other side. I was a bitch back in the day, you know? And somebody looked at me one time and said, Brooke, you know you're like a condescending cunt, right? And I said, really? What makes you say that? I get it. I see both sides. I know my downfalls. I know my struggles. I know what I need to work on. That's completely different than other people. They don't. And they walk around treating people like shit for centuries. And that's okay. As long as they got money, they can do whatever they want, right? Shit on the little man, be judgmental towards other people, break them down because they can't simply afford rent. I'm just glad that God gave me the level of awareness to know that I still have changes to make every day. I never want to get to a point in my life where I think that I don't need to change something, because there's always room for improvement. But it's really hard to make changes when you're out here just trying to survive. I'll tell you what, this migraine today, up in the morning, and I might take 2 Excedrin, y'all. Whew, I might have to go to the doctor. Like, I don't know. Can't they like give you cortisol? No, that's for your freaking muscles and stuff, Brooke. Cortisol. Can't they give me like shots in the head to make these migraines go away? I think so. I think that's Botox, but it doesn't go in the place that it doesn't go in your face. It goes in your neck, if I'm not mistaken. And that tox can help with migraines. And it would, I don't know where it goes. We'd have to do a talking to, because I don't know. Don't get me talking about stuff that I don't know about. But I do know that they use Botox, which is why it was invented, if I'm not mistaken, to help with migraines. I could be wrong. Probably wrong. How much is gas in this godforsaken evil town? Y'all get a 3 out of 10 star review. I've had bad after experience since I rolled up at damn 6 a.m. I was thinking about, and y'all were with me when I rolled up at the guard station to ask the guy that works at the state park, and y'all heard how quick and like snappy he was. It's like, damn. It's like a damn snapping turtle. It's like, whoa, wait up. Who you getting snappy with, sir? I just, and y'all heard me say, okay, thanks. Like, let me get out of here before I cuss this old guy out. Like, seriously, I have to go sometimes. Like, what if I wouldn't have said shit and just peeled out of there? Rolled the window up on him and peeled out. That's what I should have done. Oh, rude ass. Oh, never mind. What a douche, Canoosh. Whoever said that, I love you. Whoever taught me douche Canoosh, I love you. It's one of my favorite. I can use that without cussing. He's a douche Canoosh. Seriously. I mean, first of all, Parks and Recreations bring in millions every year. If it's your job to work at the front gate of a state park, you would think that you would be used to seeing van lifers and not discriminate against them. But apparently, certain state parks don't like van lifers. They just want the community that lives there to visit the park. In my opinion, that's not very profitable. But also, that is literally where vapors are expected to be. So, kind of counterproductive, in my opinion.
for the state to make money to generate income for these parks and to pay their employees. It's kind of counterproductive to shit on the people that are literally paying you. But what do I know? I had this experience in a state park before. This is the first time. So once again, I'll let you guys know these places eventually when I'm out of the area. I would not recommend this place at all. The traffic is horrible. The people are rude. Everything is expensive. Uh, what else? What else? What else? The parks suck. Gas is high. Uh, yeah, and if you're not a local that fits into their white right, whatever, then they're going to look at you funny and treat you funny, because that's been my experience since I pulled up here this morning. Now, this park pass includes 2 different parks. The first park that I went through, where they wouldn't let me initially shower, we had to come to this park. I'm going back for my interview now. The lady that worked the front desk, she was super sweet, and like, her computer went down and she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, just pay when you come back through." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was very nice. It reminded me of Cat Williams when he does that skit and he talks about white people being helpful, and like, you call the wrong white phone number and some dude will be like, "Oh no, there's no Shaniqua here, but if you might have accidentally dialed the wrong number. Try again, and if you don't get it right, call me back and we'll figure this thing out." She was like that kind of old lady, She was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, just come back through." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." But they wouldn't let me shower there. And every time I've gotten a pass elsewhere, they let me use the shower. So I guess it's different strokes for different folks. And the utility guy that worked in the park, the state worker that, like, I guess he does maintenance or something. He's a park somebody. He seemed like he wanted to say yes to me, but he couldn't. He said, "I can't." He said, "I'm sorry. You'll have to go in there." And I already found out from the other part that even if I would have went in a gift shop, they would have said, "Heck no." So that sucks. If I can just put some deodorant, if I can put lipstick on a pig, I'm going to put a shirt on. I told her I was going to be coming rough, so. She told me that she was waiting on corporate to send over my background. And I said, well, like I said, on, the job thing, I said, it's pretty bad. She said, we'll have to look at it. So, I mean, once again, Sonic is the type of place where you're going to be coming in contact with children. So y'all have to keep that in mind. I don't think a lot of people keep that in mind. Anywhere where there's going to be children, certain companies are going to say no. So, I mean, if the Waffle House and Walmart and McDonald's told me to stop applying, I don't know what that means for the future of me being able to eat. But once again, this is why I was in sex work, because I've tried to get a job since 2009 and nobody wants to hire me. Now I've had ins and outs, other, service industry positions, bartending positions. My ex owned a strip club for freaking 12 years. So, I have experience in certain industries. I worked in carpentry. I've done concrete work. I've done an array of things. It shouldn't be this hard for me to get hired somewhere. At this point, if this doesn't work out, I'm putting on my damn work boots and my hard hat, and I'm taking my ass to fucking construction sites and start begging. Literally. That's where I'm at. Roll my fucking pack on up there and be like, please give me a fucking job. Like, seriously. Or I could just make a sign and stand on the side of the road. I tried stripping. Turns out I have a soul. But I'm a felon. Anybody hiring, please hire me. Like, it's sad, but like, it's so true. That's where I'm at. They see that fucking attempted murder charge and they say, it's probably, I don't know. Might be smart. That suck, because I would love to be doing nothing more than waiting tables, waiting a bar, or either outside in the elements, you know, Is this my road? Maps. They suck. Google Maps. They don't update nothing. I don't think they've updated anything since 2019. There's whole new subdivisions built. Y'all, don't get me started. Y'all know how I feel about these services. I won't deny that this is a pretty area as far as landscape, but when it comes to the people, y'all got a whole different attitude to people 30 miles damn west. Let me tell you. Y'all act like y'all shit don't stink around here. Lean a little bit closer. I promise you, them roses smell like boo-boo. In the words of Outcast. Roses really smell like boo-boo-boo. I know you like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see that roses really smell like boo-boo-boo. Great song, great album. Love me some Outkast. Rosa Parks is probably one of my favorite songs by them, of course. It's what put them on the map. Push the hooves. Everybody move to the back of the bus. No más tons. No más tons. I wonder how you say Espanol. Poquito Espanol. Need to learn más, learn. It doesn't. It's not. It's not Shane Martin. Start my own business. I should. I know. With what? My looks? If it was that easy, honey, I would have been done it. I mean, I guess if I joined OnlyFans, I could, but I'd be putting my foot in my mouth. Y'all, I left the strip club for a reason. I'll be damned if I'm going to do that to my mental health again. You know what I mean? There ain't no money in OnlyFans, first of all. Anybody that thinks there is sorely mistaken. We've been over this and over this on this channel. And if y'all want actual numbers and how many girls actually make money, we can talk about that and do a deep dive on OnlyFans. Psychologically speaking, it is detrimental to society, in my opinion. It is detrimental to young women. It is detrimental to the upcoming youth of girls. I think that OnlyFans is exploitative, just like the strip club and any other line of sex work. Psychologically speaking, we know that the women that are joining OnlyFans are already struggling. The majority of them were victims of sexual abuse, just like strippers. 90% of strippers were sexually abused as children. It's no coincidence that they end up in sex work, honey. It's called conditioning. When your father or brother or whoever does that to you, young girls put their worth in their physical, sexual self. And I don't think that it's healthy to encourage girls to get OnlyFans. I'm against it. I'm completely against it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I find out one day that anything I've ever offspring is mixed up in that, mama's going to jail. Mama's about to walk up in some damn apartment and yoke your ass up out of there. I did not go through all of this for you to end up doing OnlyFans, honey. I just think that it's detrimental to society. And I don't agree with it. And if I was going to do anything, I would go strip. But there's nowhere to even do that. There's no clubs left. No good ones. Not gentlemen's clubs. There's whorehouses. Absolutely. There's brothels all over America. Go to any strip club. Boom. You're in a brothel. Did you know that? Yeah, we talked about that a lot too. That's why I left the industry. Because I didn't sign up for that. I did not sign up to sleep with customers. I signed up for theatrical performing and broadcasting this personality. You know? I'm a people person. I'm a social butterfly. I mean, it takes a lot of energy out of me when I'm dealing with somebody, one, in that setting, too. And it definitely has a psychological impact on your mental health. I mean, just in general. But emotionally, spiritually, all of that, you suffer when you are in sex work. And there's no disputing that. But I would love to open my own business someday. We've talked about that before. That's a long-term goal of mine. I will own a business someday. I don't know when, but I'm going to. I was going to. And I've said before that I would like to own a business where I'm actually helping people, where people are gaining something. lifelong skills of some sort. I don't know. I just want to be able to help people, which is not lucrative, but that's not the reason I want to own a business. Please don't hit me in your big old work truck. That's a nice work truck. I wish I had that damn steel bumper you got on there. Come on, y'all. I wouldn't mind doing something in addiction medicine, but unfortunately, nobody will hire me because of my criminal past. You would think that a rehab would, but no, not at all. I've begged. I've literally begged. And even committed to the training. I said I will get financial aid to pay for the training that I need just to be employed here. Not going to happen. But maybe that's God. Maybe it's God. I don't know. It's sad because those are the people that are suffering right now. Addiction therapy is not what it once was. It's become big farm. They want to get these patients on methadone, Suboxone, Subuzol. They want to get them on the damn Suboxone shot. They don't want to teach them how to better their lives, deal with their trauma, and actually come up with a long-term plan for sobriety. These rehabs out here are about money. They're not about a patient's healing and recovery. I got clean on my own. I went to rehab several times. It never helped me. The level of education these people have in state-ran facilities, it's detrimental to society. They are not educated enough. They have no clue what they're doing in these facilities. And we all know that the medical field has been suffering for years. I mean, clearly, we have children out here harming themselves and parents complicit. So, I'm surprised that addiction medicine has took a nosedive as well. That's all I'm saying. Surprise, surprise. Failure on all fronts. It's what happens. I'm just glad that Jordan talked about how this started, because he says that it started with the universities and it trickled down into society from the education that people were receiving, medical education that people were receiving in certain universities. And that's really what started this trans movement and the focus from actual medicine to trans care. You know, when's the last time you've heard about, breast cancer research or colon? Colon cancer is a leading cause in death in like men, and we don't even do research on it anymore. But yet every year, hundreds of, I don't even know how many, we should do that. Thousands of people are getting sick with colon cancer. Not only that, women's health. When's the last time you heard anybody doing any kind of women's research? Like, we don't even have information on PCOS, PMDD, severe, postpartum depression. Those are the things we need to be putting money into, not trans care, DEI, gender affirming care, things that have been proven to be wrong psychologically, physically. They don't work. There was a switch. It's sickening. We need to refocus as a country completely. Never again. You'll never see me again, assholes. Imagine spending money to let people treat you like crap because they're mad that you're a van lifer. They're probably the reason I'm even in this position. If they act like that, just imagine who they voted for. If they don't like homeless people or van lifers, that tells you all you need to know. Those aren't Republicans, baby. Those are Democrats. Fun fact, there's a reason that I made a switch, because I got to feel the reality of society. It's wrath, the Democratic wrath. I felt it for 2 years, and it's only progressively gotten worse. The Democrats are the ones running off all the homeless people. Okay, let's be clear. It's crazy because they allowed to happen, all over California. Look at Skid Row. They legalized drugs. Everybody starts. Well, that wasn't California, but you know what I mean. Where was that? Oregon? Was that Oregon? They got a huge homeless problem. But they legalize drugs and then they backtrack and say, oh, maybe we shouldn't have did this. I read that the other day. They're changing the laws back to what they were previously prior to legalizing drugs because they figured out that legalizing drugs made the problem worse. It's no coincidence. They knew it was going to make it worse. They want people sick and high and struggling. This ain't Portugal. I know that they did that in Portugal and it kind of worked. This is America. We got people out here with mental health problems and all kinds of problems. Who thought that legalizing drugs to a bunch of mental health patients was a good idea? Let's shut the mental hospitals down and legalize drugs and see what happens. Pray for the best. What could go wrong? Let's put needles in vending machines. But California ain't far from it. They don't even prosecute criminals in California. So, you know, looters and robberies, and hell, Benny Johnson went out there to report and they busted the windows out of his car and stole a bunch of stuff. Wasn't that Benny? I think it was Benny, y'all. He got robbed while he was reporting in California. Camera equipment and everything, if I'm not mistaken. And it might have not been him. It might have just been his crew that filmed it. I don't remember. It's on his page. But Benny Johnson was out in California and somebody got robbed. I think it was him. But don't get me wrong. You know, for them people to be acting the way they have been today, this place really ain't that nice in comparison to where I came from. If I'm being perfectly honest. Like, yeah, it's pretty. But when you take the southern hospitality away, it's another hole. You know what I mean? When you take the niceness away, it's just another shithole city. Community is what makes a place, in my opinion. Community. All right, well, I'm going to throw on a shirt, and then we're going to roll up in here. Well, you're not going, but I am. I just hope that I have a shirt that actually matches these shorts so I don't have to change shorts. I got just enough time. I gotta find a shirt. Oh, I'm sore. Oh. So it doesn't match, but I told her that I was going to be looking rough. So it's okay. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go. I got to be there in like 12. So we'll talk afterwards, and I got to make a game plan. Trump 2024! I'm so glad he won. So glad he won. I got to make a plan for tonight and like tomorrow, and like, what if they hire me? How am I going to shower every day? That's what's stressing me out. Like, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. There's no more state parks around here, which was planned. You know? So, I mean, they do have gyms. I guess I can just cross that bridge when I get there. But pray for me, because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys, and we'll talk in a little while. Bye, y'all.